Game 7. It's Game 7 Blevins. I'm joined with Ben Malice, who I drove up with, and a special guest, Jawn Gonzalez.
Yeah, with an AWN.
So we did a lot of prep. In our rundown, we decided you're going to jabber.
Yeah.
So let's jabber.
He grabbed me before I could get the pregame pizza, which is why I'm here.
No, you have to take a time out. You need to
Right.
get fed first before you do this.
That'll happen after.
Thoughts on Game 7? Is it Brett's last game?
You know, there's any number of scenarios that could happen here, not only in the game, but also with Brett. And you could run down the gamut, and I wouldn't be surprised by any of it. Honestly, I don't think Brett should be coaching for his game, but we certainly keep talking about it,
right?
Which is ridiculous, I think, but I guess that's part of the beast.
It's crazy. You've lived in Philly your whole life. I've been here for 6 months, and there's one thing I've learned is to expect the unexpected.
Well, so you're basically already a Philadelphia then, because it's like in general in sports in Philly, that's how it goes. But specifically with this team, like there have been so many crazy scenarios that have unfolded during the process era, now post-process era. So yeah, I mean, really anything can happen.
And yeah, I think the same goes for tonight. I think the Raptors are going to win, but Sixers come out and lock in, then who knows? But it's just interesting that the past 24 hours has gone from a Game 7 into Brett Brown's job security into a referendum on the process. But we're on the court now, and we're 3 hours away from it actually happening.
So, are the battle lines drawn, or are there still adjustments to be made, do you think? I mean, are these guys know each other by Game 7?
Yeah, I think you know each other by Game 7, and like any tinkering that you could do, probably anything that you've already dreamed up, you've tried, right? So now at this point, it's you run out your best rotation, you're going to shorten it up and hope for the best. Hope Embiid is healthy. Hope that you get the Simmons from Game 6 and not the Simmons from the first 5 games. You get Jimmy Butler and a lot of pick and roll, and keep your fingers crossed. I mean, I really, honestly, like I've gotten not only, I think, every single game in this series wrong, but like maybe the series itself, I had the Raptors in 6. Here we are in 7. Just one big shoulder shrug.
You sound smart compared to me. I said the Raptors in 5. So
we deleted those.
Yeah, those don't exist anymore.
Those.
I think it's boring, but the Sixers just have to not turn the ball over tonight, and it's Game 7. And if they can keep control of the ball, they have a chance. But in terms of your question with adjustments and game plans, these teams know each other. They knew each other halfway through the series, and we talk about happening in Game 5 when the Raptors blew them out, or vice versa happened in Philly 2 nights ago. It's not rocket science what led to that happening. The winning team got out in front, forced turnovers, and got out in transition, and it went snowballing from there. So I think it's a boring, cliche thing to say, but I think the answers to who wins this game tonight are quite simple.
Yeah, I think what I'll be looking at early on is how mobile is Embiid, right? Is he able to move? Is he able to force Gasol to move? And is he able to guard Siakam? And if those things are there, and he's able to play 40 minutes, it's hard to see. He's a plus 80, by the way.
It's crazy. It's crazy. He's plus 40 in Game 6. Like, and you know,
an 11-point win.
And I think it speaks more to just like how much they need him. Like all the surrounding complementary pieces around him, need him to be on the floor, because I don't think he particularly played that great in Game 6. I thought he was fine.
He was fine.
But when he's off the floor, everything changes. I think it's just like just having him available and on the floor makes him a completely different team.
I think so. And it also, and this is where I fumbled that question after the game with Brett, and he was surprised by the question, but I think it also gets in the other team's mind. As soon as he comes off, there's a sigh of relief, and they track meet right to the rim. They feel much more comfortable about their shot selection when he's not there.
Yeah, and like you said, John, he just gets in the right spots defensively, and that's all he did. Well, not all he did on Thursday night, but that was the simplistic magic to what he did Thursday night. He was just in the right spots defensively. And we see the tire fire that is the reserve 5-man rotation when he goes out of the game. So your point about him playing 40 minutes tonight, Jason's warranted. He can't get foul troubled early on, and hopefully his knees can hold up and play 42, 41 minutes of effective basketball, because I think they're in big trouble if that doesn't happen tonight.
If you're the Raptors, who needs to have a big night tonight, besides Kawhi?
Siakam, for sure. I think he'd like to get something out of Lowry and Gasol. But honestly, this entire series has been Kawhi and Siakam when they win, right? And then like whatever you could piece together from your supplementary players. So if you get big games out of those two, and I can't imagine they wouldn't get a big game out of Kawhi. Even like his average games have been big games. If you get a big game out of those two, then the Raptors are exactly where they want to be.
Yeah, I think that's a given. I think Danny Green's the one. If he gets off the chain and hits a couple of threes, then this place could really explode and it could really snowball really quickly. So I think the Raptors, the Sixers, have to make sure that Danny Green just doesn't get those open looks. They've been prone to giving up when things go poor defensively, because if he's jacking up shots as Pascal and Kawhi dominate inside, it could be a rough night for Philly.
Do you double Kawhi at all? It was
I think
sort of a
Brett said
tragedy in
it perfectly.
game
You just have to mix it up, and
Mix it up.
if you have 5 different defensive options against it, you have to just throw all of them at him at different spots and try to make him uncomfortable, because he's going to score, he's going to look like an old man getting to his mid-range and taking those shots, but just try to make it as hard as you can on him.
So the winner of tonight loses to Milwaukee, or they go to the finals.
Let's get through tonight. I have no idea. I want to see. We've come this far, so I'll take the Sixers tonight because we're on a plane to Canada, and here we are in Toronto, and like I said, I've gotten this series completely wrong. So I'll get next series wrong after I get this one wrong.
Okay. And one last question: how do I watch Game of Thrones tonight? North of the border, I haven't figured it out.
I don't know if you can, because every time I go to use anything,
Right.
it says that you're
gone.
out of country, so you can't. I'm like, that doesn't really even count. Like, we're just on the other side of like some imaginary line. I should be able to use all my shit, but I can't.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, I don't watch Game of Thrones, so sorry, Jason, it's your problem, not mine.
Stay off Twitter.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
luck
that's
with that.
the key. All right. Thanks everyone. Thanks John.
Thank you.
Thanks Ben.
Enjoy the game.
You're maybe going to Milwaukee.
If the
possibly?
Sixers win, I'm going to fly to Milwaukee tomorrow night, so
Oh, you
going
caught
right
it.
away.
You got a second win, huh?
we'll
Yesterday
see.
was
We'll see what
dicey.
happens tonight first.
Good
If
for
I
you.
survive the trip home.
All right, awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.